second. Very good. So, hello everybody. I think some of you already know me. Some people do not know me. My name is Jörgen Sjöberg. I'm the owner of Instituto Nordico, a company I founded back in 2007. And here in Colombia, we got Swedish courses, Norwegian courses, and we also represent several universities in the world. And we're very much focused on the Nordic countries. And today we're going to talk about the scholarship that Swedish Institute is offering. It's an amazing scholarship. And that's why we've got Daniela with us here today, who is from Colombia. Daniela, how does it feel to be in Sweden?
It feels amazing. Everything is new, everything is different, and you learn a lot every day.
That's great to hear. And we also got Leticia with us here from Jönköping University, where Daniela is studying. Hi, Leticia.
Hi, Jörgen. Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here sharing this great information about the scholarship, the Swedish Institute Scholarship, and the opportunities that we offer in master programs.
Fantastic. Yeah, Leticia is going to tell us a little bit more about the programs in a while. And we also got Henrik with us here today, who is working at International at Linnaeus, which is also an amazing town in Sweden. It's quite small, but it's amazing. You got everything is very close to Växjö and Landskrona. No, Landskrona, sorry, it's what's called the city where you got other campus. Henrik, sorry.
Kalmar. Yeah,
Kalmar.
Yeah.
Yes, sorry. Yeah, the other campus. And just very close to Kalmar, you got an amazing island called Öland. I haven't been to Öland myself, but I should go. What is Öland like, Henrik?
Oh, it's really beautiful. It's like one of the best summer places to go in Sweden, with a lot of nice, like unique nature, and also a lot of places to go swimming, because a lot of nice beaches. And yeah, it's just a very nice island. It's a little bit like the Hawaii of Sweden, you can say.
Wow, great. And then you got Leticia as well. You can see behind her, you got a very big lake as well. It even looks like a sea. They just told her, like in the beginning of the summer, they got in a bicycle race in Jönköping, and it's about 300 kilometers only. That's what I would like to do next summer in Sweden. 300 kilometers around the lake only. So if you're a big bicycle guy, then there's your competition. So during this autumn, we've been doing a fair called Expo Nordico. So we have had quite a few universities on this this fair, among them Linnaeus, Jönköping, among other ones. And this is actually, we got some more universities coming up the following weeks. And so that's what we've been doing during this autumn. And I've been quite lucky. I think we have last year we had about 600 people participating, and this year it was we hope they're going to be much more. And looking at how many people that got a scholarship, I think we had 15 people admitted last year, and 9 people got a scholarship, which is quite good. And among them, I think we had about 4 that got a scholarship from Swedish Institute. And one of those is Daniela, who's going to tell us a bit more about her experience with a scholarship. And so that's the first thing we're going to do today, is to have a look at what is a scholarship is like. It's like, so I'm going to switch the screen now, and then we're going to have a watch a video. Second.
Jürgen, hello, one suggestion. Leo here.
Okay, hi Leo.
Is it possible to connect or switch on the subtitles in English? You know, some people might have it easier understanding. I don't know if it's possible in Zoom. I know in Meet you can do that online.
We know we haven't been used it that much, so I think it's quite difficult to do it for today. We might be able to have a look at it for the next webinar, but we haven't used it so far.
But we're going to mix Spanish and English. Vamos a usar español e inglés durante la presentación.
Yeah, we got, yeah. Sí, vamos a hacerlos. Daniela va a contar un poco sobre su experiencia en español y también Leticia va a hacer su presentación en español. So we're going to continue now with the video about this amazing scholarship. 1 second.
Sweden is a place where one of my dreams, encanta.
To be chosen as an SI scholarship holder, you have to display that you have leadership.
You really need to show you have a strong professional background. Sweden is a place that embraces diversity.
Sweden stands for opportunity and innovation. There is a lot of successful companies from here, like Ericsson, Spotify, H&M.
If there's any other place in the world where equality is practiced extremely, that's in Sweden.
Through the Swedish Institute Scholarship, you get first-hand experience of innovation, sustainability, equality. It's really a place where you can thrive.
It's fully funded. You don't have to.
Se escucha muy bajito.
But also it covers your living expenses.
SI provides opportunities that most scholarships don't provide.
We get to be a part of a network for future global leaders, and the Swedish Institute holds a lifelong relation with us within the alumni network.
You get the opportunity to facilitate seminars, workshops, meet, approach speakers, approach entrepreneurs.
We share a lot of ideas and we get to see lived experiences of each other's countries, and the skills I learned from my time here really set me apart in my organization.
Thanks to the Network for Future Global Leaders, we've been able to form partnerships with people from all over the world. Have been able to achieve a world-class education. I have been fortunate to have been part of this team of international talent through the SI scholarships. I hope that the world is also ready for these change makers.
So when it comes to applying for the Swedish Institute Scholarship, there are quite some things to keep in mind. The first thing is probably that you need to have a look at which countries can apply for this scholarship. There are quite a few in South America. So the Colombia, Peru, Ecuador, Bolivia, Brazil, Guatemala, and people from Honduras can apply for this scholarship. So quite a few countries here in Colombia that can apply for this amazing scholarship. So the first step is to apply for the one program at the Swedish universities. You can actually apply to up to 4 programs. That is the first step. And I hope you apply for the university we are working with, which is University of Skövde, Linnaeus, University of West, Uppsala, Jönköping, and Chalmers are the ones we are working with. And I hope you apply for one of those programs. And the last day to apply is the 17th of January. And you do it on the webpage called universityadmissions.se. Most of the programs that they offer at Swedish universities are included. You can apply for most of the programs are included in this call. You can apply for most programs and then get a scholarship. This scholarship. But I think if you would like to study like a dual language master program in language, then I think it's not covered by the scholarship. But please have a look at their website, where there's a list of the programs you can apply for, and then be able to apply for the scholarship they offer. And when it comes to the people who can apply for the program, they need to have you need to have studied, need to have 3,000 hours of work experience, which is pretty much about 3 years of experience. And you need to use the very specific formats that you've got at their website, which is at www.se.se, where you can fill out the exact information they are looking for. And another thing which is very important is to show that you got experience in leadership. It's another thing, and you also you need to fill out their this very specific form for that on their website. And you also need to fill out you need to add your CV as well, and they also got a specific format for that on the Swedish Institute website. So another very important part is the motivation letter, and we are more than happy to help you with the motivation letter. And it would be great if you are going to apply for one university we are working with, then we're more than happy to help you with it, something that you need to keep in mind when looking at the motivation letter. So they're not only the only scholarship you can apply for if you would like to study in Sweden is not on. It's not only the Swedish Institute Scholarship. There are quite a few other scholarships you can apply for. So the universities got their scholarships as well. Furthermore, the people here from Guatemala. In Guatemala, there's an organization called Guate, where that also got like scholarships, and we got On the Futuro. And here in Colombia is you got Col Futuro. So On Futuro is a scholarship they got in Honduras, and Col Futuro is the one they got here in Colombia. Looking at the application dates, as I said, the last day to apply is 17th of January. And the last day to submit all your documents on the university admissions website is the 1st of February. And it's quite interesting looking at this scholarship. The application period is actually right after when the last day to apply for the university in Sweden. So it's between the 10th of February and the 28th of February. And this scholarship is quite amazing, the one that Swedish Institute got, because it covers everything. It covers the tuition fee, and it also covers the living cost, which is it covers about 10,000 Swedish crowns per month. Furthermore, in some cases, even covers the plane ticket, a return ticket to your home country. This covers pretty much everything. And you're also going to be a part of their network. It's something that Daniela is going to tell a bit more about in a while. And the result on your application to the Swedish universities is something you'll receive on the 7th of April. And Swedish Institute will tell you if you've won the scholarship between the 8th and 28th of April. So good luck with the application. We are more than happy when you have been admitted, then we can help you out with the visa as well. Tell a bit more about what you need for the visa. So, well, good luck with the application. And being in Europe is quite amazing because you can travel quite a lot and for very, very good value. And so how to...
Are you ambitious with a strong professional background and looking to make a difference in the world? Would you like to be granted a fully funded scholarship to pursue a master's degree in Sweden? Here is how to apply for a scholarship from the Swedish Institute, a government agency. First, find out if there is a scholarship for your country of citizenship for master's studies. If yes, then check on the site to see if you meet the eligibility criteria of the specific scholarship program. If you meet the criteria, next find the list of master's programs that are eligible for our scholarships and what subjects are prioritized. The competition is tough, so only a small percentage of applicants will receive scholarships. If you can't find any scholarships you are eligible for, visit studyinsweden.sc to learn more about scholarships provided by universities and other organizations. If you find a Swedish Institute Scholarship you are eligible for, go to universityadmissions.sc to apply for master's programs that are eligible for SI scholarships. In Sweden, university admissions handles all applications and application fees to the various Swedish universities. Remember, you must not miss any of their deadlines, and if you have any questions, contact university admissions directly. Once you applied for master's programs, submitted the required documents, and paid the application fee to university admissions, make sure you save the application number that is shown on your account at universityadmissions.sc. You will need it when you apply for the Swedish Institute scholarships. Time now to come back to si.sc for your scholarship application. Prepare and gather all the required documents according to the instructions published on our website and listed in the forms. For many of the documents, you must use SI's form. Make sure you read through the instructions carefully. The more time and effort you put into following the instructions, the more likely your application will be successful. Apply online and apply on time. Fill out the online application form and attach all your documents during the application period. And don't wait until last minute. Late applications will not be accepted. Now the excitement begins. The wait. First, university admissions will do their evaluation. They will publish the results of your applications for master's programs at universityadmissions.sc. Did you get in? Congratulations! If you have been accepted to a master's program, we will evaluate your scholarship application and make a selection among eligible applicants. We will publish the list of successful scholarship applicants on our website, and if you are one of the recipients, you will also receive a confirmation email. Welcome to the SI Network for Future Global Leaders, a platform to help you grow professionally and build your network while in Sweden. Questions? Check out the frequently asked questions on si.sc. We suggest you visit the site once in a while for updates. Good luck!
So I can imagine that they got some questions. So please add your questions in the chat box, and then we will have a look at them after Leticia's presentation, and also Daniela's and Linnea's presentation. Leticia, tell us a little bit more about Jönköping and all the amazing programs that you have got.
Thank you, Jörgen. And I'm going to switch to Spanish. I hope that's okay for everyone. Tengo la presentación en español, entonces con mucho gusto voy a compartir mi pantalla y al mismo tiempo conversar con ustedes y platicarles sobre la Universidad de Jönköping y los programas que ofrecemos en inglés. Vamos a ver. ¿Sí están viendo mi presentación en modo presentación? ¿Sí? Muy bien. Bueno, pues es un gusto estar aquí representando la Universidad de Jönköping. Como verán en esta foto, es el campus universitario y estamos en Suecia, obvio. Estamos en la ciudad de Jönköping, que se encuentra en el sur de Suecia. Decimos el corazón del sur de Suecia, a la orilla del segundo lago más grande de Suecia, que se llama Vättern. Nuestra universidad cuenta con 4 facultades, o como les llamamos, escuelas. La Escuela Internacional de Negocios, Jönköping International Business School, la Escuela de Educación y Comunicación, la Escuela de Ingeniería y la Escuela de Salud y Bienestar. Somos reconocidas en áreas de emprendimiento, sostenibilidad e internacionalización. Y estas 3 áreas se reflejan en la investigación que se lleva a cabo en las diferentes escuelas, facultades, pero también en los programas educativos, desde los programas a nivel licenciatura, de pregrado, maestría y de doctorado. Hemos sido reconocidas también como número 1 en investigación de emprendimiento y empresas familiares en Europa y segundo en el mundo. Y bueno, Suecia como país ocupa entre los 10 mejores lugares en calidad de educación. También en cuestiones de calidad de educación, nuestra Escuela Internacional de Negocios fue la primera en Suecia en recibir las acreditaciones internacionales de calidad ACSB y EQUIS. También somos parte de lo que se llama PRIME, Principles of Responsible Management. Quiere decir que nuestros programas están comprometidos a incluir aspectos de sostenibilidad en la educación. Y este año tenemos esta gran noticia que fuimos rankeados en el Financial Times como el Top 100 Business Schools in the World. Es un ranking muy importante. Y como les platiqué, ofrecemos educación en inglés en diferentes niveles, pero hoy nos enfocamos en los programas de maestría, porque son los programas que entran en lo que es la beca del Instituto Sueco, que Jörgen acaba de presentar. Entonces, en el área de Administración y Economía ofrecemos la maestría de Emprendimiento Estratégico, Negocios Digitales, Negocios Globales, Mercadotecnia Internacional. Daniela, quien van a escuchar en un momento, ella está estudiando en este momento la maestría de Negocios Digitales. Ahora, todas nuestras maestrías se pueden ver como especializaciones y todas están ligadas a un centro de investigación. Es decir, que los maestros van a ser profesores, investigadores con la información fresca, actual en estas diferentes áreas. Y también va a haber conexiones con la industria y con nuestro Science Park. También van a ver que algunas maestrías son de 2 años, algunas de 1 año. Las maestrías de 2 años incluyen la oportunidad de hacer un intercambio internacional, lo que se llama Exchange Program, pero también incluyen la opción de hacer prácticas o pasantías, o sea, tener experiencia laboral como parte del programa. El aspecto de emprendimiento realmente se encuentra incluido en todos nuestros programas, así como el aspecto de sostenibilidad e internacionalización. Entonces, tú al graduarte vas a tener las puertas abiertas para poder trabajar no simplemente en Suecia ni en tu país de origen, sino en muchas partes del mundo. Otros programas en el área de administración y economía es el de gestión de la cadena de suministro y logística internacional, el de administración de ingeniería, economía aplicada y análisis de datos, análisis financiero internacional. Para ejemplificar un poquito más sobre los programas, les voy a poner 2 ejemplos en el área de administración y economía. Por ejemplo, la maestría de estrategia de entrepreneurship, estrategia emprendedora, ya se me está olvidando el español. Aquí pueden ver un ejemplo de los cursos que se llevan, como dije, es de 2 años. Cada año académico es de 2 semestres, entonces en total se estudian 4 semestres. Y por ejemplo, en el primer semestre van a llevar los cursos de Entrepreneurial Growth, Entrepreneuring, Persons and Process, Advanced Research Methods in Entrepreneurship, Creating a New Venture. En el semestre 2 van a llevar cursos de Applied International Marketing, Corporate Entrepreneurship and Strategic Renewal, Entrepreneurial Finance, Family Business Development. Y en tercer semestre es cuando ustedes pueden decidir irse de intercambio a una de las universidades con las que tenemos convenio o quedarse aquí en Jönköping y estudiar los cursos como Advanced Leadership, Global Strategy, Consumer Behavior, Marketing Communication in a Digital World, o hacer un intercambio o prácticas pasantías, lo que se llama internship. Y el cuarto semestre se dedica para hacer la tesis, que es como un proyecto. Todo el semestre se utiliza para eso, porque lo pueden hacer junto con una empresa. Y el enfoque del último semestre es hacer la tesis. Y van a recibir un asesor académico y todo el apoyo que necesitan durante el último semestre antes de graduarse. Y otro ejemplo es la maestría de negocios digitales, que es la que Daniela está estudiando. También 2 años, y en el primer semestre van a haber cursos de digitalización y dinámicas de la industria, Understanding Digital Business, Advanced Research Methods in Entrepreneurship, Digital Entrepreneurship. En el semestre 2 van a ver lo que es Data Analysis for Decision Making digital marketing, entrepreneurial finance, digital business modeling. Y en el semestre 3, Business Law in the Digital Context, the International Internship in Digital Business. Esta maestría es obligatorio que hagan la práctica profesional, la pasantía, y también llevan el curso de Leading and Organizing Innovation Work. Y el último semestre se dedica a la tesis. Como verán, estos dos ejemplos van a haber elementos de emprendimiento en diferentes materias, elementos de innovación y sostenibilidad. Y otras maestrías que ofrecemos también en inglés, ahora en el área de ingeniería, es la maestría en materiales y manufactura, diseño de producto, ingeniería y gestión de producción, ingeniería en inteligencia artificial, diseño de experiencia en usuario. También maestrías enfocadas en mucha innovación. De hecho, Suecia ocupa el segundo lugar de innovación en el mundo. Y esto se vive en la cultura, pero también lo van a vivir en los diferentes programas educativos que se ofrecen. No nada más en Jönköping University, sino en la mayoría de las universidades en Suecia. Otros programas de maestría que ofrecemos en el área de ingeniería es el de gestión de operaciones de la cadena de suministro, gestión de información de construcción sostenible, desarrollo de productos con especialización asistida por tecnología. Y para ejemplificar, una de las maestrías de mucha innovación es la de Artificial Intelligence, inteligencia artificial. Y como verán, son temas de vanguardia, temas actuales, áreas académicas donde hay mucho trabajo y sobre todo en áreas de ingeniería. De hecho, aquí en Suecia se necesitan más ingenieros. Y luego les platicaremos más adelante cómo puedes quedarte más tiempo en Suecia al graduarte, porque Suecia te permite extender la visa también para que te quedes un año más y trabajes aquí en Suecia. Bueno, aquí pueden ver ejemplos de los cursos. No los voy a leer todos, los pueden ver ustedes, pero todo lo que es inteligencia artificial es pura innovación y emprendimiento también. Y seguimos con otras áreas. En educación, por ejemplo, ofrecemos la maestría de aprendizaje, digitalización y sostenibilidad. En estudios infantiles, la de intervenciones en la infancia. En comunicación sostenible. Estudios globales en sociedades sostenibles y cambio social. Y en salud ofrecemos la maestría de terapia ocupacional. Y esta es la única maestría que se ofrece en línea. Todas las demás son presenciales. Se estudian aquí en el campus de Jönköping. Tenemos como ejemplo de internacionalización, tenemos convenios con 350 universidades en el mundo. Aquí pueden ver algunos ejemplos. Y en cuanto a emprendimiento, tenemos mucha relación con el Science Park, donde ustedes pueden recibir consultoría gratuita, participar en eventos donde participan empresas, investigadores, estudiantes, y recibir apoyo por si ustedes son muy emprendedores en cuanto a realizar una nueva empresa o quieren conocer más sobre diferentes áreas de emprendimiento como emprendimiento social, renovación de empresas, etc. Nuestros exalumnos, alrededor del 90% consiguen trabajo al graduarse, y estos son ejemplos de empresas suecas donde consiguen empleo. Muchos también deciden seguir la colaboración con el Science Park y empezar sus propias empresas, y hay quienes deciden quedarse y hacer un programa de doctorado. En cuanto a servicios, bueno, ofrecemos muchos servicios que estudiantes internacionales necesitan, como alojamiento garantizado, ofrecemos un seguro de gastos médicos gratuitos y muchos más. Y algo importante es sobre todo los costos, las becas y apoyo financiero. Jörgen acaba de presentar la mejor beca que existe en Suecia, que es la beca del Instituto Sueco. Un ejemplo de los costos de maestría es que un costo de maestría semestral puede variar entre alrededor de 5.500 euros a 7.100 euros por semestre. Una maestría de 2 años tiene 4 semestres. Y aparte es el costo de vida, lo que cuesta vivir aquí en Suecia, el pagar tu hospedaje, tus comidas. Ese costo es aproximadamente de 850 euros. La beca de Jönköping University es otra opción para aquellos que también quieran ver diferentes opciones, y ustedes pueden solicitar a diferentes becas. Pueden solicitar, por ejemplo, a la beca de Jönköping University, que ofrece 30% de beca del total del programa. pueden solicitar el apoyo de Colfuturo, ustedes que son de Colombia, con los que tenemos un convenio que ofrece el 60% de beca también para todo el costo de la maestría, aparte del apoyo de Colfuturo, y la beca del Instituto Sueco, que es la mejor. Esta beca cubre todo. En cuanto a admisiones, bueno, Jörgen ya les mencionó que si quieres solicitar la beca del Instituto Sueco, tienes que hacer tu solicitud mediante universityadmissions.se. Ahí vas a encontrar todas las universidades suecas y todas las maestrías, incluyendo las de Jönköping University, y el deadline es 17 de enero. Si quieres solicitar otras becas, también puedes hacer la solicitud directamente a nuestra página de internet. Solamente hay 2 universidades en Suecia que tienen lo que se llama local admissions, quiere decir que puedes hacer una solicitud directamente en línea en nuestra página de internet y el deadline es el 2 de mayo. Pero para la beca del Instituto Sueco, mucho ojo, tiene que ser por universityadmissions.se. Todas las demás por nuestra página de internet. Y quiero terminar esta presentación nada más para mostrarles algunas actividades extracurriculares relacionadas con sostenibilidad y emprendimiento e innovación, que son los valores que representan Suecia en general, pero también nuestra universidad. Y pues bienvenidos a Jönköping University. Aquí me voy a quedar hasta el final del webinar por si surgen preguntas directamente para los programas que ofrecemos. Muchas gracias.
Bueno, gracias Leticia por la presentación de esta universidad increíble que es Jönköping. Yo creo que tenemos varias preguntas ahora ya en el chatbox. Si quieren, si ustedes pueden responderlas mientras que estamos haciendo las presentaciones. Genial. Henrik, Henrik, now let's switch back to English. I'm sorry about doing a switch between Spanish and English. So Henrik, Linné is an amazing university as well in Sweden. As I said, we've got IKEA right around the corner. You receive quite a lot of funds from IKEA. And looking at entrepreneurship and innovation in Sweden, I think Sweden is on the 2nd place in the world. Is that right? And like look at the index, is that right, Leticia and Henrik?
Yeah, I think depending on which index you're looking at, but usually we're the top 5 in most of the rankings.
And that is very important also when you do the application, to be someone who loves entrepreneurship and looking at innovation. That is also quite important thing, looking at the scholarship application. Furthermore, sustainability is another very important thing, looking at the motivation ladder. So Henrik, tell us more about Linnaeus and which programs they should apply for. I think most of you can apply to most of the programs and then apply for the scholarship. But tell us a bit more about your programs, Henrik.
For sure. I prepared a short presentation as well, so I can show you a bit of this. Let me see if I can share screen here. Yeah, well, I'll just shortly talk about our programs and about Linnaeus University as well. So basically the photo here, you can see our new campus because we have a completely new campus open this year in Kalmar, Sweden, which is very beautiful. And our university is Linnaeus University, as we've said. We usually call it a modern international university in the smaller region of Sweden. Jönköping is also located in Småland, so we are the 2 biggest universities from this region in Sweden. Yeah, and Linnaeus universities, in some short numbers, we have around 44,000 students in total, but we offer a lot of part-time studies or like distant learning and this kind of things. So if you look at the students that is full-time, it's around 15,000 full-time students. We have around 2,200 international students, and that makes us the 6th largest university in Sweden in terms of students. And we are also seen as the youngest university in Sweden because the name Linnaeus University came about in 2010. But that's actually not really when we were started, because in 2010 it was a merger between 2 former universities called Växjö University and University of Kalmar. And Växjö University was started in 1967 already. At that time as a part of Lund University, as you probably have heard about, one of the top universities in Sweden. So that was Lund University Växjö campus, and later on it became Växjö University, and now it merged together with University of Kalmar instead. And University of Kalmar was started in 1977 in the beginning as a maritime college, and then spreading into all disciplines. And we are a very we have a huge variety of programs. We are a comprehensive university. My Spanish is not so good, but I could hear a little bit of what Leticia talked about, like high quality and good ranking in her presentation. And I would say that we also offer high quality education, like all Swedish universities, because no matter which university you go to in Sweden, the quality of education will be very, very high and very good. And for us, we are ranked at the Times Higher Education Impact Ranking, where we were ranked top 100 in quality education. And in Shanghai ranking, we were ranked 800 to 900 in the world. And then we've also ranked in many other areas where we ranked very high. For example, in International Student Barometer ranking, where they rank from the students' perspective, we were ranked #1 in the world in terms of nicest place to be in, and the campus buildings. So there's a lot of things where we're ranked very high as well. And we offer 50 programs taught in English, both on bachelor and master level. However, most of our programs are on the master level. And we've talked quite a lot about our collaboration with IKEA, but also we have other big Swedish companies like Södra and Volvo that is joining in and working quite closely with the universities in different ways. So if I go in and talk a little bit more about all the programs we had, and I will maybe put a focus on the sustainability and innovative programs where it's maybe a little bit easier to get funding for get the SI scholarship. So if we start looking at business and economics, we have 3 programs on bachelor level, where we have international business, international tourism, and marketing program. And if we look at the master programs, if I would pick out a few that is entrepreneurial, then of course we have the entrepreneurship and sustainability and social change, which is a perfect program if we look at what SI is looking for innovation, sustainability, and social change, which is basically what this program is about. We have a program called Innovation through Business Engineering and Design, where we work a lot with IKEA, and it's a very hands-on, innovative program, also in the way that they're teaching, where you will have much more practical knowledge and much more working together with companies, where IKEA will be the main company that you will be working with in this program. And then we have a program in tourism and sustainability, where the focus is also highly on sustainability and sustainable tourism, and how to more on like a management level, how to manage tourism and the whole hospitality industry really, and how to make it more sustainable. Then we have computer science, where we have 2 programs in bachelor level. Both are ranked very, very high in if we look at program ranking in Sweden and in Europe. And we have 3 programs on master level. Maybe none of them don't have that much of a sustainability focus. But when we come to design, then we have a high focus on sustainability again. We have, for example, 2 programs on the bachelor level, Design Plus Change, which is focusing on product design, and the Plus Change is for this sustainability and the change in our behavior that we need to do, and where change can be, design can be a part of this change. Then we have visual communication, which is focusing on graphic design, but also with a change here and the sustainability focus. At master level, we have a few programs that is highly focused on sustainability as well. For example, design plus change on master level, which is very similar to it's like just building on the bachelor program. So product design with a focus on sustainability. And also digital humanities is a very innovative program where you look at making basically everything you learn in the humanities subjects and making them more digital, and making the world more digital, making government more digital. So it's also a innovative and good program to look into. In natural sciences, we have one program on bachelor level in mathematics, and then we have quite a few on master level. And if I should pick some that is have a very good focus for sustainability, then it will be the aquatic ecology, where we are appointed by European Union as the main or the biggest research facility when it comes to aquatic ecology. And this is very, very important for sustainability. And just next to our campus, we have the Baltic Sea, which is a sea that really needs to be, it's quite polluted right now, and where it needs to be focused and make it more sustainable and save this sea in some way. We also have social science and behavioral science. And yeah, all of these are very good programs in what we've talked about before. For example, international affairs, peace and development work. And then we have a psychology program called Psychology, Work and Organizational Psychology, which is also a very good program. Technology and engineering, we have a lot of master programs here as well. And in our technology and engineering department, they made a decision a few years ago that they would have a sustainability focus in all their master programs. So all of the programs here are having a sustainability dimension in the program. So no matter if you're studying electronical engineering, energy and management for sustainable development, or innovation or renewable electrical power system, simulation driven product design, which is what before was called mechanical engineering. We have software technology, sustainable energy, sustainable structural engineering, and health science. And all of these have a sustainability focus. So I will just end by talking a little bit about scholarships as well. I know that Jörgen will talk more about the Swedish Institute Scholarship, which of course both we and Jönköping are part of, and where you can get the funding to go. But Linnaeus University also offer quite a lot of scholarships, and it's in a scholarship scheme called Linnaeus University Scholarship Program. And most of those scholarships cover 75% of the tuition fee. But it's definitely possible to apply for this as well as Swedish Institute. So I will hand over to Jörgen, and yeah, maybe he will talk more about scholarships soon.
Yes. So looking at the scholarships, well, you can only win one scholarship. So for example, you can't have a scholarship from Linnaeus or Jönköping and at the same time from Swedish Institute. You just can get one scholarship for studying in Sweden. We have got quite a few questions here. One second. And also, yeah, sorry, Daniela. I almost forgot you, Daniela. I'm very sorry about that. Daniela, how does it feel to be in Sweden? I know that you're watching our webinars in the beginning of the year, and now you're in Sweden. I think it was quite fast journey, wasn't it?
Hola, yo también voy a cambiar a español, teniendo en cuenta que la mayoría de los asistentes hablamos español. Sobre la experiencia, antes de que llegaran todos los asistentes, les estaba contando que para mí todo es nuevo, entonces pues es un aprendizaje constante, todo para mí es nuevo en cuestiones del clima, de la gente, la ciudad, el transporte es increíblemente diferente, entonces todos los días es un aprendizaje nuevo.
Súper. Y hablando como de la aplicación, ¿fue difícil aplicar la beca? ¿Cuáles son las cosas, los puntos que uno tiene que tener en cuenta aplicando la beca, Daniela?
Bueno, voy a abordar también algunas de las preguntas que han hecho y esperé pues este espacio para que fuera un poco más fácil. Entonces vi que preguntaron si con una maestría previa se podía aplicar. Sí, yo tengo una maestría previa y pude aplicar a la beca. Y los créditos de mi maestría me ayudaron para completar el requisito, porque solo los créditos que tenía en mi pregrado no alcanzaban el requisito, porque mi pregrado es en marketing, no en administración, pero con la suma de los créditos del pregrado y los créditos de las maestrías, sí logré llegar a ese requisito. El proceso es largo y hay que tener en cuenta todos los detalles, pero realmente no es difícil. En algún punto del video decían que hay que mirar muy bien los requisitos y seguir muy bien los pasos, y yo creo que eso es lo más vital de todo, que revisar bien los formatos y entregar las cosas como las están pidiendo, los sellos como los piden, la información como la piden. Y súper importante, que creo que fue el momento de mayor sufrimiento para mí, cuando dicen no esperen hasta el último momento, de verdad no esperan hasta el último momento. Yo empecé la aplicación 2 días antes, que para mí era suficiente anticipación, y no es suficiente anticipación. Acá en Suecia la gente realmente hace las cosas con mucha anticipación, muchísima anticipación. Para ponerles un ejemplo, yo en este momento ya estoy buscando mis pasantías y son para hacerlas en junio del próximo año, pero las empresas ya están publicando las ofertas, entonces ese es el nivel de anticipación. Entonces 2 días antes empecé a hacer el proceso y la página estaba súper congestionada, entonces tuve que volver a entrar varias veces, me trasnoché. En resumen, no, o sea, último momento es última semana. Entonces traten de hacerlo con mucha más anticipación para que no pasen pues ese susto. Yo terminé la aplicación 1 hora antes de que se cerrara, entonces fue súper complicado y empecé 2 días antes, entonces para que lo tengan en cuenta.
Sí, no, además hemos visto que hay personas que suben la documentación a la página de Swedish Institute el mismo día y luego ese mismo día cae el sistema de ellos.
Sí.
Y a veces, hace unos años, como hace 2 años, sí, abrieron la aplicación como 10 días más y este año no. Entonces, porfa, no apliquen el 28 de febrero, aplique como el primer día en el cual pueden aplicar. Y hay muchos requisitos como tal, que acaba de contar Daniela, hablando como del official stamp es uno de los requisitos. Si la empresa no tiene como un official stamp, uno puede hacer ese trámite a través de una notaría. El tema de work experience, que tiene que mostrar que, no, sí, que 3.000 horas de experiencia laboral, que son prácticamente 3 años. Esto puede ser a través de como uno puede ser independiente, uno puede estar empleado, entonces no necesariamente tiene que tener 3 años de experiencia en una empresa como tal, es otro de los temas. Lo que acabo de contar es, porfa, no aplique de último momento. De hecho, ya están publicados los documentos que necesitan, ya están en línea como tal, entonces empiezan a mirarlas ya, no lo miran ya como 10 días antes, no, miren ya, porque hay muchos documentos. Entonces sí, es muy importante seguir los pasos. Nosotros acá en Colombia ayudamos con este tema con gusto, siempre cuando por lo menos tengan como una de las universidades con la cual trabajan como su primera y segunda opción. Y nosotros estamos acá con Uppsala, con Chalmers, con Linnaeus, con Jönköping, University West. Entonces tenemos varias opciones y todos tienen unos programas increíbles. Y como acaba de mencionar Henrik y Leticia, tienen muy buenos programas para ustedes que quieren aplicar esa beca increíble. Y es muy importante mirar como temas sostenibles, que sí, programas sostenibles, sostenibilidad, perdón, también como las de Peace and Conflict Studies, entre otras, es también muy importante. Daniela, cuéntanos un poco más sobre tu experiencia y qué quieres hacer en el futuro.
Yo, como mi formación es en marketing y tengo varios años de experiencia trabajando en marketing digital, casi siempre. Y normalmente en las empresas en las que he trabajado, pues hemos desarrollado muchos proyectos hacia la digitalización para dejar atrás como otros procesos que no son tan sustentables, como por ejemplo la eliminación del papel en la facturación, una aplicación de carpooling para fomentar como la reducción de carros por el tráfico de Bogotá. Y mis proyectos a largo plazo son, yo cuando vivía en Colombia tenía, digamos, un proyecto, yo soy de Manizales, y nosotros tenemos un proyecto en el que ayudamos a microempresas con la parte de digitalización de sus proyectos. Entonces, la idea es como escalar ese proyecto, que no sea solo en Manizales, y obviamente acá pues lo que estoy tratando de hacer es conocer muchísimo más sobre digitalización y sobre sostenibilidad para poder ayudar como en mayor manera a estas pymes en Colombia.
Perfecto. Pues todos nuestros servicios como tal son gratuitos. Nosotros no cobramos por ninguno de nuestros servicios. El único servicio como que tiene un costo son las traducciones oficiales. Literal, pasamos los datos de nuestra traductora oficial a ustedes y luego ustedes cuadran el precio con ella. Pero aparte, nuestros servicios son gratuitos. Y hemos ayudado a varias personas que ganan la beca de Swedish Institute. Yo creo que este año, digamos, como varias personas y 4 de ellos ganaron la beca. Y creo que fueron como unos 11 o 12 colombianos que ganaron la beca y 4 de ellos fueron nuestros clientes nuestros. Daniela, cuéntanos, pues tú haces casi todos nuestros servicios, yo creo, ¿no? Viste los webinars. Luego tuvimos una reunión con Leticia sobre los documentos, porque tenía como complementar como esos créditos. Y luego, también, bueno, luego ganaste la beca y luego empezaste a tomar clases de sueco con nosotros. Cuenta a la gente qué tal nuestros servicios. ¿Son regulares? ¿Son buenos? ¿Cómo le ves, Daniela?
Yo quiero contarles, yo soy usuaria del Instituto Nórdico desde el momento cero. Quiero contarles que yo estaba buscando estudiar en general. Estaba buscando maestrías, tenía un montón de formularios y fue muy bonito porque la comunicación que me llegó del Instituto Nórdico, además que me llegó con una invitación súper bonita a participar en el primer webinar en el que participé en octubre del año pasado, realmente sentía como que eran personas que estaban dispuestas a ayudarme y que tenían también un interés como que yo hiciera parte del proceso, no era un interés unilateral. Y casi que desde ese momento fue el único proceso que continué. De las otras partes en las que apliqué recibía como respuestas muy superficiales o correos muy impersonales. Entonces este fue el proceso con el que me quedé. Hice todos los webinars de las universidades, de admisiones, de las becas. Me ayudaron con la aplicación en University Admissions. Leticia y Jörgen me colaboraron revisando la carta de motivación y me ayudaron pues con todos los puntos que debía tener en cuenta. También el Instituto Nórdico me ayudó con el tema del inglés para certificarme. Sí, ese se te olvidó. me ayudaron con el tema del inglés, también contraté la preparación para el examen para el IELTS. Digamos que yo tenía un nivel de inglés relativamente aceptable pues para la evaluación, pero tomé un curso de 15 días para la preparación. Yo era B1 la última vez que revisé y después del examen quedé en C1. Entonces, pues estamos bien. Y para la aplicación también a la University Admissions me ayudaron con la persona que me colaboró con las traducciones, que también queridísima y todo funcionó súper bien. Y pues también me ayudaron constantemente pues con las preguntas que teníamos contacto constantemente. Recuerdo que inicialmente no me habían aceptado en Jönköping, en la Universidad de Jönköping. Salía un aviso en la página de admisiones de que no cumplía con la cantidad de créditos. Entonces me puse en contacto con Jörgen y con Leticia para ver qué podíamos hacer. Y efectivamente fue algo que pudimos solucionar, menos mal, fue algo que pudimos solucionar y lo que ellos, la verdad es que yo no entiendo muy bien ahí qué pasó, pero ellos tienen como una categorización y por mi experiencia laboral cumplía los requisitos, mi experiencia laboral sumada a los créditos que tenía, aunque no eran suficientes, digamos que esas dos cosas hacían que pudiera cumplir los requisitos. Y nada, el día que salieron los resultados, Jörgen fue la primera llamada que recibí en el día, muy a las 6 de la mañana. Y ahí casi que inmediatamente empezamos las clases de sueco. Yo las vi personalizadas porque no alcancé como un periodo de tiempo en el que estuvieran iniciando cursos, entonces yo las vi personalizadas diarias durante un mes. Me han sido de muchísima ayuda. Obviamente no manejo completamente el idioma, pero han sido de muchísima ayuda para cosas básicas como ir al supermercado o el transporte o pedir instrucciones. Entonces eso fue algo que menos mal alcancé a hacer antes de llegar acá.
Bueno, gracias, Daniela.
Me gustaría comentar una cosa, que estás haciéndonos recordar todo tu proceso. Realmente está así como que, ¡ay, sí es cierto! Ya lo recuerdo, cuántas pláticas, todo. Y en tu caso, Daniela, lo que también ayudó fue los cursos que habías tomado en tu otra maestría. Sí. Eso fue lo que ayudó a que se corrigiera la admisión y por eso te admitieron al final, porque dijeron, no, pues es que ella, tomando en cuenta lo que ha estudiado también en su otra maestría, sí cumple con los requerimientos. Y claro, tu experiencia laboral es un valor agregado increíble. Y eras la candidata, muy buena candidata para la beca del Instituto Sueco. Muy orgullosos estamos de ti.
Sí, it's muy importante. So it's very important to look at the pre-requirements, looking at the programs. It's very important. Something look, oh, you need to have 15 credits in mathematics. You need to have 15 credits in biology or something. That is very important. So we're more than happy to help you out with that as well, looking at the pre-requirements. That's that all our services are for free. And if you'd like to, we can help you with a motivation letter and for the scholarship as well. And well, if we prefer that you apply for a university that we are working with. And furthermore, looking at the scholarships that universities have got, you need to have them as your first option. Otherwise, you won't be able to apply for the scholarships. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Isn't that right, Leticia and Henrik?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. You need to have your university first option. So you can apply for 4 universities at universityadmissions.sc, their website, but you need to have the university where you would like to apply for a scholarship as your first option. That's another very important thing, looking at application. We've got several questions here. We think about 20 questions something. One question came up here is about master programs. As you can see, Daniela done is her 3rd master program. Which is quite amazing. Daniela, I think your next step is to do a PhD, or what's your next step, Daniela?
Yeah, I think that's the idea. I would love to do my PhD in Jönköping. Let's see.
Wow. So you can do a master degree. You can do like it doesn't need to be your first master degree, but I think you shouldn't have done you shouldn't have done the master degree in Sweden. The first master degree, the other master is in Sweden. In this case, I think you can't apply for the scholarship. So it needs to be your first master degree in Sweden. Then some other questions. Okay. Is there a limit of retries when applying for the scholarship? If I win the scholarship, can I postpone the start of the studies? As example, someone having issue getting the visa on time by other reasons. Okay. I think there's no limit. You can apply for the scholarship as many times as you want. When it comes to postpone the start date of the master program, for example, the following year, I think it's quite difficult to that they would keep your scholarship for the following year. I haven't heard about anyone that could postpone the start date and use the scholarship for the next year. It's something you need to have a look at, but I think it's quite tricky. And then, good morning. I would like to know if work experience 3,000 hours could be the same as the leadership experience 3,000 hours, or if it has to be totally independent, different company and times. Well, I think when looking at it, like, no, it's 3,000 hours in total. Is what it needs to, but 3 years experience. So it doesn't need to be from only, it has to be 3,000 hours in total. And then leadership experience from those companies. And I think it could be up to 3. You can, showing that you have been working in total 3,000 hours from 3 companies, not more than 3 companies. So the maximum is 3 companies. Then we got a question is, the 3 years experience is completely mandatory, and does it has to be from the same company? No, it doesn't need from the same company, as I said. But yes, it's mandatory, and they were strict when coming to these 3,000 hours. And on their website, you can find more information about how to show that you have 3,000 hours of work experience. Here's a question about veterinary medicine. I think it's quite tricky. I think it's quite tricky looking at the veterinary courses in English in Sweden. Do you know any university, Henrik or Leticia, that got veterinary courses in English?
Not that I know, not that I'm aware, actually. I don't know.
Henrik, do you know any university who got courses, veterinary courses in English?
No, I don't know. And I'm not sure. Maybe SLU could have, but I am not sure.
Yeah, might be SLU. We are not working with SLU, but they might have it. It's quite a tricky question, but have a look at SLU, their website. They might have it, but it's tricky when it comes to doing it master level, doing a course on a master level in English. Then, hola Leticia, Daniela, para el programa de Digital Business no tengo créditos de pregrado en administración ni relaciones, pero sí de mi anterior maestría podría presentar esos últimos para aplicar. And looking at this question, I think we need to have a look at your credits. And what would you say? What would be your reply, Leticia, on this question?
Yeah, I actually replied on the chat already.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, but it is important to meet the requirements, and as in Daniela's case, if you have enough completing with the master level, you might be admitted. But it is required that at least half of the courses that she has done must be in that area. Yeah.
Then there's a question here. Cada maestría tiene el mismo número de cupos o es varía según el programa? So looking at the master courses, has all the master courses got the same numbers of the same class sizes, or it's got different? Yeah. Leticia and Henrik, each program got
Yeah, I think it varies. It varies from program to program. But what I think is that some programs are more popular than others. So those will be filled faster. So my recommendation is not to think too much about, oh, are there enough places or are there not enough places? It's more like, if you're a good candidate, if you meet the requirements and you have good academic results, you will have better chances to get a place. But Henrik, I pass the word to you. How does it look?
Yeah, it differs a lot from program to program. So it's very hard to tell. As you said, when you apply for a program, it's really not the number of seats that is the most important thing. But yeah, you can always, if you're very interested in a specific program, you can always ask yeah, like me or Leticia or someone like that for this specific program, how many seats are there, and we can tell you.
Then someone got a question about the programs in communication, and you got one at Jönköping. It's sustainable communication. Have you got any programs in communication, Henrik?
No, not in communication. No, sorry.
Okay. Have you got in the one you got is sustainable communication? Any other one?
In communication, in English, we only have sustainable communication. Yeah.
Okay. That's the question. For the master in artificial intelligence, what are the background requirements? I mean, which bachelor do you accept? It's a good question. Leticia.
Yes. I also replied in the chat, actually.
Wow, fantastic.
So he already got the answer. It has to be within computer science or electrical engineering, half of the courses of his pregrado, of his in background. Yeah,
bachelor. Yeah. What do you think is considered like leadership experience? Maybe you can give an example, please. I have experience in jobs, but never like a manager, something like a group leader. That's a good question. Leticia, what would you say is leadership experience?
Well, I think here Daniela can help us more because she's the one who applied. But I think it's important to write very well the leadership. It could be, I will suggest that if it's a long-term internship, that could count, but depends of what you did. You know, what the role, if you had a leadership role, like a project leader in the internship and so on. But Daniela, maybe you can help us with that one.
Yeah, in my case, I did have experience as a manager, but I think that in the format, what you basically have to do is that somebody, in my case, for example, an HR representative, she talked about my leadership skills, like saying what she had seen in my development in the company, not only as a manager, because sometimes there are people who develop leadership skills as a workmate, but I think what is important is the person that is going to certify that experience and how you manage with that person to explain what is your leadership experience.
And I think it could also be from like an NGO. It's more about like show that got leadership experience, and if that is a thing. It doesn't need to be a paid job, but yeah, it's very important to write. Yeah, it's a very good letter showing your leadership experience. And then how could you describe the process of applying to the scholarship in terms of academic professional experience? I think everything comes down to a very good motivation letter. When it comes to applying to this scholarship, and they got 3,000 hours of work experience, and then a very good motivation letter showing that we would love to like contribute to your country, return when you return. I think that is one of the most important things, and that you're like an entrepreneur, you know, like you love the thing, everything's about innovation. I think that is very important when it comes to the motivation letter. Looking at, first of all, you need to be accepted on one of the programs. That's the first thing. And then they look at your application. So these are the most important things, I think. What do you think, Henrik?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I would maybe put in another thing that we talked about before more as well, because there was someone asking about the leadership experience, and I think that as long as you should focus on the motivation letter, and there you should motivate a lot. And I think that is the most important thing. That is, if you argue for that you have the needed skills, then I think it's good. There is no certain guidelines in this case.
Then we got also a question here. Looking at scholarship. Well, you can apply. You can't apply for the scholarship if you're in the last semester. You can't apply for the Swedish Institute Scholarship, but you can apply for the other scholarships. Looking at the scholarships we got at the universities, in this case, Jörgen Sjöberg got a good scholarship also living here. So you can apply for those scholarships, but you can't apply for the Swedish Institute Scholarship if you haven't got about 3 years of work experience. And another one, as Leticia also made, todo is a very good organization. And Jörgen Sjöberg got a scholarship through todo, which covers about 60%. So yeah, to apply for the Swedish Institute Scholarship, you need about 3 years work experience. Then it's quite good morning. I have a couple of questions. One, does the 3,000 hours of work experience requirement have to be only in the field of studies? What if I'm a freelancer? I have some leadership certificate. Can I use them instead of format? No, you need to use the format they use on the Swedish for the application. But you can freelancer, no problem. But you need to use looking at the application, you need to use Swedish Institute format. Then Anna-Maria, business, yeah, I can see you replied on this question. Digital business requiere aproximadamente la metà del curso en pregrado. That's already replied. Trabajo como independiente or freelance. Yeah. As I said before, you can be a freelancer, no problem. They also can also use them showing your work experience. You can see that you, Leticia, answered quite a few questions here. Does having a Swedish level count in eligibility criteria of the scholarship? No, not really. You don't. Well, I would say if you know some Swedish, it might help, showing that you got a lot of interest in the country, but it's not something, you don't need to know any Swedish to be able to apply for the scholarship. Hello. Okay, very good. There's a question about the English level. You need to have a TOEFL 90, or you need to have you need to have a TOEFL 9, get a 90 on the TOEFL, or IELTS an IELTS score of 6.5, and IELTS academic 6.5, no band score below 5.5. Look at the English level you need. Yeah, we are recording this webinar as well. What would be a valid proof of leadership? Wow, as a question, what would be a valid proof of leadership? I think we already answered the question, or I'm wrong. Yeah, I think we already answered that question. La experiencia debe estar directamente relacionada con el tema de maestría. Well, looking this question, Leticia, have a good reply on that one? La experiencia certificada debe estar directamente relacionada con el tema de maestría.
La experiencia laboral relacionada con la maestría que van a hacer. No sé, Daniela, ¿tú qué opinas? ¿Tuviste que relacionar tu experiencia laboral con la maestría que solicitaste?
No, realmente no.
No. Acá no pregunta a ti, Daniela. Daniela, ¿crees que fue lo que valoraron en tu perfil para que te otorgaran la beca? ¿Qué crees tú, Daniela?
Pues yo creo que mi experiencia laboral y las cosas que he hecho por fuera del trabajo, o sea, como el trabajo que hice con las pymes y algunos voluntariados que he hecho. Y por supuesto, pues la motivación que uno exprese como de sus planes con respecto a cómo va a aprovechar la beca y los estudios que haga en Suecia.
Okay, is it necessary? And then it's a question about age limit. I think there's no age limit if you like to apply for this scholarship. Because it can be, yeah, there's no age limit applying to do a master degree in Sweden. So I don't think there's an age limit either. Have you heard about that, Leticia?
Nothing that I can remember at the moment.
No, I don't think there's an age limit. No, not really. Then is it necessary to have a super GPA to get a scholarship? As I said before, you don't need to show your GPA score to apply for the scholarship, but you need to have been accepted on a master program. Otherwise, you won't get the scholarship. So I think, yeah, it depends on the program, I would say. But as long as you're accepted, you might get the scholarship. Una pregunta, yo deseo aplicar a SLU para la maestría en Landscape Architecture, pero sé que ustedes no tienen el contacto con esa universidad. Entonces, si aún sí es posible tener la ayuda para la beca. Well, looking at this question about SLU, I'm afraid I can't help you because we're not working with SLU. So we can't really help you with the program like pre-requirements, etc. In that case, it's probably better to contact SLU directly. Si aplico a una maestría, ¿puedo viajar con mi esposo y hija? Well, yeah, it's a question about here traveling with your wife and your children. I would say so, yes, it's not a problem. You can go and study in Sweden. You can study in Sweden with your wife, and your wife, I think she can work because you're in Sweden, studying in Sweden, and you can also come with your child. You need to show that they got some more money for living costs, and that's about it. But they can come with you without any problem. Internship o prácticas cuenta con experiencia laboral. Internship o prácticas cuenta con experiencia laboral. Leticia, I think so. Isn't that right?
Yeah, we talk a little bit about that. Also, it all depends of the role. You know, what kind of job you did, and for how long. You know. To be considered as working experience with the focus on leadership and so on.
Yeah. Can I work and study at the same time? If I own the scholarship, like part-time studying and working part-time, if I work for a European-based company, I think you need to study. Yeah, I think most of the programs is it's full. It's not part-time, I think. Is that right? I think, is that right, Leticia? I think, yeah, you need to do
the programs are full-time, so you are meant to study full-time, but also with the Swedish residence permit, you're allowed to work. So you can work legally also some hours per week if you want to, but you have to study full-time. Yeah.
Exactly. And yeah, to work and study at the same time is quite hard. So I would say that it's better to focus on your studies, and then when you have finished your studies, then you can look for a job in Sweden, and you can stay in Sweden for 1 year after you started looking for a job. And when you get a job, then you can convert. Then the company will help you to get a work visa. Gracias por ese espacio y por responder nuestras dudas. Oh, listo. It's been really answered. Okay. Well, I think that were all the questions. Anything you would like to add, Henrik, before we are finishing the webinar?
No, thank you very much. I usually don't have so much interaction with South America. It was very nice to meet all of you today. Yeah, just remember that if you're applying for a scholarship, that it's always okay to apply for both the university scholarship and the SI scholarship. And then if you get the SI scholarships, which is usually better, you will get that one. and you will not get the university ones. So apply for both.
Exactly. I think it's about up to 6% of the people who apply get the scholarships. It's quite tricky to get the scholarships. You need to do a very good application. And as I said, we can help you out with application without it's for free. We had all the services for free. And we can also help you out like with the visa application. We can tell you about what you need for the visa application. So we're more than happy to help you with the application process. Leticia, any last words from you?
Well, I want to say thank you as well for your time and for listening to all of us. We hope we are inspiring you, and we hope you will take this opportunity to study a master's degree in Sweden. And we're here to support you through the process. And we really appreciate the support that Instituto Nordico has given to our students. So you're in good hands.
Thanks a lot, Daniela. Well, I didn't know that we helped you that much with everything. Got IELTS preparation, Swedish courses, everything. I'm quite, I didn't remember all these things even. So Daniela, any last words before we finish the webinar?
I will say start with the preparation for the application. Start right now, gathering the documents and making a checklist of what you have to do. Maybe contacting people is not so easy nowadays with coronavirus and all that stuff. So start planning how to gather all the documents.
Great. So thanks a lot, everybody. Thanks, Henrik, Leticia, and Daniela, being here with us today. So for you guys who are here in Colombia, I hope you're enjoying your lunch, or perhaps you're about to have lunch. And for you, Henrik, Leticia, and Daniela, I think it's pretty much, have some fika before getting to bed, I think. That's about it. So great to have you here today. We got the other website. We got another webinar, I think, this weekend, and got some more webinars before we finish this Expo Nordico. So have a look at our website, exponordico.com. Then there will find the next webinars we have got. If you would like to get a recording of the webinars, we're more than happy as well. I think we haven't got any more questions. No, I think that's it. So if you got any more questions, we can send them to us on our to our WhatsApp number, which you can find on our webpage. And we also have Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn, where you can find all the information as well. As I said, we will share the recording with you now after webinar. We send it out in an email. So great to have you today. Hope to see you soon, and I hope that you decide to go and study in Sweden, in particular at Linnaeus or Jönköping or one of the other universities we are working with. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Adios.
Ciao.